Hello, Texas Math Mundo audience. Today we have the 2021 Individual State Champion in Science Class 5A, Maximiliano Ramirez in the house from Sharyland Pioneer High School. Before we get there though, let me take a moment and ask you, if you like the content, please put that subscribe button along with the notification bell. Please hit the like button and make a comment below. Max Ramirez, straight up, my name is Saul Cantu, and this is Texas Math Mundo. Texas Math Mundo audience, we have Individual Science State Champion in Class 5A, Maximiliano Ramirez in the house. Welcome, Maximiliano.
Thank you for having me, sir. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hey, I'm so happy you're on this program. I really appreciate you. Not only are you the Individual State Champion in Science in 5A this year, but you're also a part of the state championship calculator team in 5A this year, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And you are a proud Sharyland Pioneer Diamondback.
Yes, sir. That's right. We're Diamondbacks all the way.
All right. Diamondbacks all the way. I like it. So, congrats on your recent showing at state. It was so impressive, so powerful. I'm very impressed. So let's start off. What are your thoughts about the recent state meet?
Honestly, it was way different than I expected. It was my first time competing in the state UIL meet, so I went in like, oh, how is it going to be like? And of course, it was different this year because of the pandemic. You know, we weren't surrounded by the best competitors, but I still feel like there was that drive and that want to perform your best against everyone. And then, of course, we had to wait like 2 days for the official results, and those 2 days were so stressful.
Nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Like we were on our seats, you know. But in the end, I feel like it was a great experience.
Yeah, I don't know if people understand just how invested you are. All those hours of practice, all those years really of dedication, you know, just to see if you become a state champion, you know. So I can understand how you would be nervous awaiting the results.
Wow. Yeah, it was really crazy.
So how did you personally, and how did the Sharyland Pioneer team prepare this year? What was your practice regimen, you know, in light of the pandemic? How did y'all prepare?
So because of the pandemic, we weren't always able to get together to do like team practice. But what we would do is that we would stay at home and take practice tests, you know, like for the math events, math and calculator, or at least for me, that's the events I do for math. And after we took the test and graded and whatever, we would get the questions that we didn't know, or that we thought there could be like a more efficient way to solve it, and we would send it to each other. And usually one of us would know like a good way to solve it. But if there was a really tough question that none of us could really figure out, then we would send it to our tutor, Peter, and he usually has the answers, like almost always.
So this is Peter Fuentes?
Yeah, Peter Fuentes.
Your coach?
Yeah.
Okay. So he was instrumental in your preparation and providing guidance?
Yeah, and of course, when we were able to get together, we would go with him, we would go to places that were open, like Peter Piper Pizza, like
Ah.
places like that. And I think those practices would be really fun, and we would learn a lot.
Well, he's a legendary. He's been in the game quite a while. He's been in the game
Yeah.
quite a while, so he's pretty legendary. Exactly. Cool, cool.
Yeah.
So I did notice because you're the state champion in science. Sharyland did not have a team in science. You were an individual who advanced. How did you separate yourself in science?
That's a good question. In the beginning, I was trying my best to encourage, people to join the science team because I feel like there were a lot of people with the talent to do it. But especially with the pandemic, not a lot of people wanted to commit to it. Um, so what I would do individually is after all that, the math practice and the practice test for that, usually at night, I would bust out, a science test or Khan Academy, and I would try to learn the concepts that would show up the most. And of course, it took a lot of time, a lot of effort, but
On your own. So you're doing this on your own.
yeah. For physics and chemistry, I would do it alone. But
Really?
biology coach from my school would help a lot with, finding out what came out on biology.
Oh, give,
And that's
give
what
him or her a shout out. What's the name?
Yeah, Miss Nancy Garza. Yeah, she helped a lot with the biology and really inspiring me to try my best in science.
All right, Nancy Garza. Because I want to applaud those who took the time to help you too. So that's awesome. But it's incredible that you had the self-discipline, the dedication, the work ethic to really apply yourself and excel in physics and chemistry as well. And did it pay off, buddy? Did it pay off? State champion.
Yeah.
State champion, science 2021, Maximiliano Ramirez. Well, that sounds good, doesn't it?
Yes, sir, it does.
So that's great. So you want to give a shout out to your teammates, to your coaches? Come on, give them a little shout out right now.
Yes, of course. I would love to shout out, the Lee brothers, my teammates in calculator and math. They were the ones always pushing me to improve in those, and that competition between us. I think it really helped all of us to find our passion and our drive to try our best, really. And of course, Peter, our coach for those events. We also have Mrs. Salas, who helped us in calculator or print out a bunch of tests for us. And yeah, Mrs. Garza for science.
All right. So the team chemistry was good. The Lee brothers, what is that? What are their names? Derek and Brian, is that correct?
Yeah, Derek and Brian.
Derek and Brian. And so the chemistry was good.
Yeah, of course they would, compete with each other, and I would try to keep up with them, and I feel like that would help us all a lot.
All right. That's awesome. Awesome. So I do got a question. When not engaged in schoolwork, what are your hobbies and interests?
It's a good question. Well, I like food. I like to eat. No,
Oh, you're speaking my language, man. You're speaking my language.
yeah,
What kind of food? What kind of food?
Oh, I like Italian food a lot.
Really?
Like spaghetti, pasta, lasagna, that kind
Now,
of
is this
stuff.
home cooked or y'all got a favorite place at a restaurant or something?
Usually home cooked because we don't go out to eat that much. But yeah, it's still really good. My more serious hobbies, I'd say, I'm part of my school's band, and through that kind of activity, I found a passion for music as well. I feel like it's a really good way to express yourself, outside of the stressful competition or schoolwork or family issues. Of course, now, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, now I usually just listen to new kinds of music, and I feel like it really helps me find myself, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. What a beautiful passion. What instrument do you play?
I'm a percussionist for my school, so I play the keyboard or the drums. I was part of the drum line last year, and this year we didn't really have a drum line, but yeah,
Oh,
it was really fun.
That's great, Max. That's great. So I am kind of curious about what molded you. The state champion in science 2021. Like, what were the forces that molded you? So where are you from? Where did you grow up?
It's a long story, but
Is it?
yeah. So my mom, she's originally from Mexico, right? But she came over and she found a job in Missouri. So I was born over there in Missouri, and I lived there for around 6 years. And then she came back because my grandma still lives here, right? So now we're with my grandma. And I feel like this environment is what really molded me into who I am culturally, because, in this area, it's a lot of Hispanics, a lot of Spanish speakers.
Down in the valley.
Yeah, it really helped me connect with, my culture.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, so I've been here since the first grade, and honestly, moving here was like one of the best things that could have happened, because of course there's UIL and TMSCA, all that good stuff for me to find what I love to do.
Hey, absolutely, absolutely. I spent 3 years in the Valley, by the way, so I am very familiar with the Valley. It's a beautiful place, man. It's a beautiful place. And, I might go down in the summer to visit, man. Maybe we can grab a taco. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All
it's
right.
just, sometimes it's really hot, so gotta be careful.
Hot. But it's hot in Texas, period, so it's all right. Take the good with the bad. So when did you realize that you had like a talent academically for the mathematics and the science? Like, what was that opening like? Wow, I'm gifted.
I'd say in junior high, when I was in my math class, right, and then the math coach from junior high, Mrs. Gonzalez, she came in trying to find people who wanted to participate in the TMSCA math competition, and I thought, why not? I'd give it a shot. And then of course my friend Brian Lee, he was in the same class, so we both did it, and that's when we started, our like rivalry in that time. And through that, I really found my passion for math, like, and for learning in general. Of course, I didn't do too well in the state meets back then, but I feel like just the experience gave me the motivation for this year to try a lot, and throughout high school to learn as much as I can.
Oh yes, yeah, absolutely. So that was your introduction into competitive mathematics, that 7th grade?
Yeah.
Okay, and Miss Gonzalez deserves a shout out there. Miss, what was her name?
Yeah, Mrs. Gonzalez, I love her. Yeah, she was very influential for me and Brian, I think.
Awesome. That's great to hear, man. So, the reason I asked these questions about where you're from, so your story as an immigrant going to Missouri and then eventually ending up in the Valley, there's people going to be inspired by your story. They're going to connect with your story, you know what I'm saying, and really be inspired by it. So I have a question: is who inspires you? Who had the biggest impact on your value system? Who inspires you?
I mean, to be quite honest, sorry.
That's fine.
My mom inspires me to, well, I have to give some background, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm from a family of 5. It's me, 3 brothers, and a sister. And my mom's a single parent, so she works as hard as she can for us. But she works at Walmart, so I know it's not always the best hours or the best payment, but she still gives her all to support us. And I feel like seeing that growing up really showed me, like, you should try, or how should I say it, like, seeing her hard work inspired me to work as hard as I can to make her proud, and to see that it's worth her effort and all of the time she puts into us.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. And I bet you she's very proud of you, man. And I bet you're going to continue to make her proud. But watching her struggles, watching her work to keep the family afloat, that really probably inspired you, I can imagine. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Um, so I do want to talk about, your high school years and UIL a little bit. What has been the most memorable moment, in your UIL journey in high school?
My most memorable moments would probably be, the practices with Brian, Derek, and Peter. We would go out to those random places like Peter Piper. My first practice with them was at El Pollo Loco, and we would always argue like who's gonna pay for the food.
El Pollo Loco?
Yeah, like who's gonna pay for us this time? And then, of course, we would spend a whole bunch of time at those places, and I feel like those are gonna be memories that I'm gonna have for quite a while.
Oh, absolutely. Because the hours you spend together, I've been there too with my teams, and that the time you spend, it's really the journey. I mean, you got to stand at the mountaintop, you got that gold medal, and that's beautiful. But really, it's the journey, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
So here's the deal. Last year, tragically, in 2020, there was no competitive season. What would have happened if they were? How do you think you would have done?
Oh man. Yeah, I really wish there was a competitive season last year. But to be honest, last year I would only do calculator UIL. So me and the team, we were focused on getting that first place team, and we knew if we tried our best, like those top 3 spots could be us, right? So that's what we were aiming for. And going into TMSCA state like a week or 2 before, that's when they announced, they're canceling all of that, and we were really like, wow, because we were working really hard last year, and I feel like we would have had a good showing, but of course it happened. But I'm grateful that this year we got a chance to show like all of the effort.
And you showed it. And you showed it, guys. Y'all won that calculator very handy. And wow, I'm so impressed as an individual. You just won that science state championship. You showed it, Max. You showed it.
Thank you, sir.
Which calculator do you prefer?
I actually got it right here. I love the HP 35.
Really?
I think, I just, the other one I use is the TI 84. But I just really love the simplicity, and...
So wait, first of all, you like the HP 35S? And what's the other one?
Yeah, the TI 84.
The TI 84. Really?
Yeah, I think next year we're going to try to go to the Inspires because, those are better. But, I mean, this year we stuck to the TI 84s. But I really just like working with the 35. The HP 35, just because you could do so much with it. And at first I was really confused. I was like, wait, how do you put in the numbers and then all of that? But once you figure it out, it's really fun, I think.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the HP 35. I am familiar with it. Hey, have you seen the HP Primes?
No, but I've heard of them.
Yeah, because you know how there's 4 registers or 4 stacks on the HP 35?
Yeah.
If you go beyond the 4, you lose it. The HP Prime has like infinite stacks, it feels like. You don't have to worry about losing it.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I just thought I'd mention that, but I like the HP 35. That's what we use. It's a cheaper option too.
Yeah, it is.
But look at how much it does. Look what it does. I mean, do you really need anything? You were state champion. You all in the calculator state champion. So that's great. Yeah. That's great. How does it feel to be state champion, man? You're number 1, dude. You think about how vast Texas is. This vast state of Texas, and you're number 1, dude. You're number 1. How does that feel?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm still kind of processing what it means. Like when the results came out and I told my mom, I was like, oh, I got first, in the state meet. And she's like, oh, wow. And then I was like the entire state, everyone in Texas, and then she started realizing like what it means, and as I was saying it, I started realizing what it means too. I was like, oh wow, this is crazy. There's so many people and so many competitors, and it's really, well, I'm really grateful for yeah.
It's a big deal, man. It's a big deal, and nobody can take that away from you for the rest of your life. You're a state champion, man.
Yeah.
You're a state champion. That's so awesome. Congratulations. I can't tell you how impressed I am, man. So impressed, Max. Have you got that gold medal yet? Has it arrived in the mail?
No, I'm still waiting for the regional medals too.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. But they said this week they should get them. So we'll see.
So what do you plan to keep that gold medal?
I think I might, take it to a pawn shop or something. No, I'm just kidding. I think I'm gonna keep the state ones in my room. I have like a shelf over here in the living room with like the awards from other competitions, but I feel like these are gonna be special to me. Like it really reminds me of the teamwork and all of the effort that we put. So I'm gonna keep it in my room, or I'll make like a little case or something, and just to remind me of this time.
I would, dude. I would. And then one day I would show it to your children and your grandchildren. Hey, state champion. You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal, buddy. I would definitely put it in a case. I would definitely save it, and you can brag about that till you're an old man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So here's the deal. I want to ask some retrospective stuff. So what do you value the most about your UIL journey to this point?
Wow, that's a good question. I feel like there's a lot of things to value from UIL, but one of the biggest things that I took away from it was the importance of teamwork. Like, there is no way I could have gotten to this point without, the coaches and the teammates, always being there and like always pushing you to become better than you were yesterday, and I feel like that's something you could take into the future, with other teams, or it doesn't necessarily have to be competition, but if you all contribute, like, you can become something better than, the individual pieces.
Yes, the teamwork, and the sum is greater than the parts, and that's awesome. That's awesome, Max. That's a great lesson there. Wow. So the next question I have for you, and this is a big one. What advice do you have for students? Say a young junior high kid is watching this, comes across this interview, or any other young high school kids, and we got Max Ramirez, science state champion 2021. I wonder what this guy has to say. What advice do you want to give that kid?
I think the biggest piece of advice would be, don't be afraid to lose or to fail along the way. I feel like a lot of people quit or just don't believe in themselves because they lose once, or they get a second place trophy at a meet. And I feel like that's just one step of the journey to becoming better. And, getting those losses is what gets you the wins in the end, I think. And, I think they should be inspiration for you to push forward. And of course, UIL is a great opportunity to show your work ethic and to show your love for learning. So I think a lot more people with the talent should give the effort to try in UIL.
Wow, I love that answer. So your losses, let your failures fuel your fire, man. Let your failures fuel your fire. Awesome, and keep at it. Yeah, that's awesome, Max. So were you at times discouraged? Were you like at moments when you didn't perform as well? Was that discouraging at times?
Oh yeah, of course. In eighth grade, the TMSCA, middle school meet, I worked really hard, I'd say, and I think I got like 18th in math at state that year, but it really hit hard. Like, wow. And so going into high school, I was really discouraged. But eventually, I realized like what happens in the past should only like push you to try harder and to try to become better. And that's when I started really grinding for UIL. And that's when I realized the value of losing or of failing at first.
Absolutely, Max. Absolutely. I love that message. I love that message. So what does the future hold for Max Ramirez?
Well, as of right now, I'm planning to attend MIT next year.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a blessing to be accepted to such a prestigious university.
Wow. Congratulations. That is a big deal. That's a big deal.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, and of course, I'm looking into what I should major in. I'm thinking like either mechanical engineering or maybe aerospace. But I feel like I'm just gonna do whatever I think fits with my passions, right? With what I already started in high school with the math and the science like foundations.
Yeah.
So I think only time will tell what happens in the future.
Oh, absolutely. You're so young. You're heading into such an exciting time of your life. You know what I'm saying? Really, man, you must be so excited. You're going to be on the MIT. Hopefully you'll be on campus next year. You'll be at MIT, man, one of the most prestigious universities on the planet. You know, with the greatest minds on the planet teaching you. I'm so excited for you, buddy. It's exciting.
Yeah, it really is, sir. I'm super stoked.
Oh, man. You know, that's so exciting. I'm so thrilled for you, buddy. I'm so thrilled. And I'm sure you'll find your way, what you want to major in, whether it's mechanical engineering or whatever. I'm sure you'll find your way, man. So, you got to go off and do that college thing. The journey's far from over here. There's a lot of journey ahead of you. But do you think you'll ever find your way back to UIL in some way or form?
Yeah, definitely. I think, especially now that me and Brian are graduating, Derek's gonna be the only one, staying around. So I feel like this summer I'm gonna try to help him find a team, so that we can keep competing.
Hey, he can come to my high school in Houston. We'd be more than happy to have him.
Yeah, Derek's a huge talent. Yeah. So yeah, I think in the near future, I'm definitely gonna be trying to help in UIL, but in the far future, I feel like I could definitely see myself trying to help people who are committed to this UIL thing and committed to working hard for it.
Yeah, as a mentor. Maybe you'll come on my show a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? We could do some live streaming of problems and stuff. And there's some ideas here. Max. So do you feel that you're going to stay connected to Sharyland Pioneer?
Yeah, for the near future, definitely. I think Pioneer still has a lot of growth because our school's barely I want to say 6 years old or five or 6. So I'm excited to see, what happens with the school. And of course, in the future, I want UIL to be a big part of its identity because there's a lot of people that go there with the talent. And I feel like seeing teams like me, Brian, and Derek, from Pioneer, and that we're able to do well at the state level, hopefully it inspires future generations and future classes to also try and to see that it is possible for them as well.
Absolutely, Max. Well, do you have any parting words, you know, as we conclude this interview. Any parting words? Final thoughts?
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for what you do. You know, I think this is gonna blow up, you know, sooner or later, but it's gonna be a real help to future competitors. And to those future competitors, I encourage you guys to try your best and, you know, never give up, always persevere. You know, even if you fail, I think the journey is what's important. Yeah.
You know, that's a wonderful message, Max. That's a wonderful message. And you know, keep making your hardworking mom proud. I'm so impressed with you as a young man, Max Ramirez. I'm so impressed. I want to say thank you for coming on this show. And the reality is, when do you take off to MIT? Do you know what the date is?
Yeah, like around the end of August, early September.
Okay, man, because I really believe I'm going to make it down to the valley. You know Oscar Santos?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe we can get together and, you know, have some food, maybe Italian. And and you know, and talk some math, man. Have a good time talking some math. That would be fun. Pete Fuentes probably too. Hopefully,
Yeah.
It'd be a fun time, man. It'll be a fun time. Max Ramirez, you're so impressive. I have nothing but the best wishes for you. Good luck. Go show them at MIT how it's done, buddy. Go show them at MIT how it's done, man. Have fun, and I wish you the very best, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for having me, and just thank you so much.
Hey, farewell, okay?
All right.
Max Ramirez, state champion, Science 2021, Class 5A from Sharyland Pioneer High School. What an impressive young man. Let me take a moment and remind you, if you like this sort of content, please, it really helps me out if you hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell, hit the like button, and make a comment below. I hope you enjoyed it. He's a fantastic young man, and I wish him well. I hope there'll be plenty more to come. My name is Saul Cantu, and this is Texas Math Mundo. Farewell.